Welcome to the Sugar Mouth Lounge, episode number 254. I've been sick for a few weeks. Well, I've only been sick really for 1 week, but otherwise it's been moving troubles and things, so that's why I've been away for a little bit. Anyone else got any excuses?
No.
I've been depressed.
That's fair.
That's the general excuse. I've been depressed. And then the Pink has tried to keep plants from killing themselves.
Yes.
They're really dedicated to killing themselves.
Yeah.
They're suicidal. It's sad.
They're suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, plant. But yeah, so Pink, anything coming out on your channel?
Anything coming out on my channel? Well, I initially wanted to get Fallout 3 out last week. I was not able to edit any of that down, and there's lots of it that needs to be edited. So because of how busy I was this week, that didn't happen. But hopefully this week I'm able to edit that all down and together and get that uploaded this week, because I really want to get that out soon. Trademark, copyright, etc.
Yeah.
So Fallout 3 is on the agenda, assuming I don't have to do any unloading of trailers or any ludicrous yard work again. Hopefully. So yeah, Fallout 3, I've not recorded any Dead by Daylight recently, but I still think I've got some of that coming out. And Fallout New Vegas as well, and that should be it on my end. Just the typical stuff that usually comes out.
It's funny, I'm getting a little bit of a vision of what I'll be doing in a month whenever you talk.
Yeah. Trailers and yard work. That's the whole moving process.
Well, ideally we'll be renting, so I won't be doing yard work, but yes, trailers.
Oh yeah. As long as you're not renting out in the country anyway. I rented several places in the country, and there was always yard work entailed with that as well, so that's never fun.
Part of the whole deal of renting is that you don't have to take care of the place.
In some places that might be true. In the places that me or my family rented, that was not the case. There was almost always yard work that needed to be done, but that was probably just an Oregonian thing.
The Oregonians are a strange people.
They are strange people indeed. That is to be sure.
But are they worse than the
Did
Atlanteans?
you at least meet any lusty Did you meet any lusty Oregonian maids?
I wish.
No, he only met Matt Coke Tot, Matt Head, Oregonians.
Yeah.
So are we implying that all Oregonians are lizard people, including Pink? Well, no,
he's not
actually,
an Oregonian. He just moved there.
No, he was a lizard person while he was living there, but when he left, it changed him back into a human.
Yeah, all the scales fall off. I go back into fleshy form. It's typical.
Like everyone that's doing more than visiting Oregon just turns into a lizard person.
What if you need to just temporarily be a lizard person?
Just go and fucking do math, I guess.
Go do math.
All right. Eddie, you guys are coming on your channel.
Not yet. I have.
I'm fucking dying.
All right, cool. I am like mostly done with writing a script for a new video. The problem with that is that I might need to send the script to at least one of y'all to check, because the game I'm talking about has some comedic thoughts about certain political things, And I wrote the review in character as, just, how should I put this? Like, I wrote the review to be somewhat making fun of joining in on jokes that the game is making. At the same time, I feel like it might be making me come off as a fucking tanky. and, like, I
Are
don't
you
know.
not though?
No.
Oh,
Like,
I thought you thought communism was rad.
No. I think communism sounds nice on paper. It will never work. So, like, the idea of communism sounds nice. Just everything else about it makes it, like, impossible to actually do, and thus trying to strive for it seems counterproductive to me. Like, it's the same with fucking anarchism. Like, fucking nobody telling you what the fuck to do sounds really cool. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, first things people do when rules are no longer a thing is, all right, who has the biggest gun in the room? Okay, they rule.
Not entirely inaccurate.
So that's pretty much it. And like also, it's also part of human nature that we like. There will be people who like not being tied down to any rules or whatever better, but also like altruism is a thing that's innately like coded into us as people, and so there will be people who make settlements and stuff like that and work together. So like, but yeah, like once again, I feel like it's making me sound like I'm really just like communism is rad. And no, like I live in a country that used to be communist. I can tell you, communism isn't rad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I don't know if it's one of those things where, like with Mike, when I'm making a joke and I'm like, this is obviously a joke, and Mike is like, really? Genuinely, is this a thing that is real? And I have to go, no. So yeah, that's keeping up. Yeah, go ahead.
Roll up the paddy wagons. Execute anyone with more than $20 in their pocket.
It's the fucking the king's decree from Armello. Everyone with more than 5 gold gets poisoned. Everyone with less gold than 5 gains prestige. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm working on. You weren't there for it, W, but I canceled all 5 of my video projects that I was working on previously because of various things.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so this is the only thing I'm working on right now, and once again, it's currently stuck in development hell because I'm just like, well, am I pushing the joke too far? do I need to make this disclaimer that, hey, this is a joke? But yeah. And then Navya, what's up on your end?
Nothing. Don't expect anything until I've moved, and even then, there's going to be a little bit. The time that I move is probably going to be the same time that I get a computer upgrade, so there's probably going to be a bit of adjustment time with that. Ideally, once the computer upgrade is in place, I put a video up on my channel about this. Ideally, I'll be putting out more videos after that because I'll be able to record a decent resolution and frame rate, because I generally record videos in 720, 30 frames per second right now, so ideally, that won't be the case going forward. But I can't entirely predict what's going to go down, how busy we'll be after moving or during moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We are in kind of a precarious situation altogether because the goal is to sell the house while the housing market is still up and prices are still high, and rent until prices go down. However, the issue with us selling in a market where prices are high is that prices are high. So renting somewhere is a pain in the ass because everybody's renting, right?
Yep.
And also it's post-COVID, so it's, so there's a lot of people who are just hanging out at their apartments.
Yeah. Also, I just want to place like quotation marks on post. It's post-COVID.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, my stance on it is it's not going away. It's just it's a seasonal illness now.
Yeah, which sucks for me because it's like seasonally you get punched in the cock for like 2 days every 30 seconds. It's cool. CBT is in.
Oh, I love it. uh, I got the cold, not COVID, by the way. I guess I should go ahead and clarify that.
Yeah.
It's all above the neck.
I was getting ready to join the call because I didn't want to get sick or anything. I mean, pardon me, not join
Yeah.
the call, leave the call. I just butchered my joke.
You've been here for too long, Pink. If it was that, you would have already got it.
Got the COVIDs on me. No.
I've transmitted it through the telephone lines.
Yeah, and if you remember, I was coming out of my second bout around fucking Assassin's Creed, which released like last week. So I gave it to you through that call. So we're just hot potatoing it.
Oh God! All right, what's coming out on the group channel?
Well, I can promise you Spider-Man. I know that from memory. Also Assassin's Creed probably, because we don't have much. But also there's other stuff. I just need to wait for YouTube to actually switch over so I can check.
And we're checking.
Yes. It
I'm
is
dying.
it is in fact loading.
That's nice.
So, what do you mean you need to load more? Okay. So, we have Spider-Man Part 24. Then, Stray Part 11. It is back.
It's back, yo.
Yes, he finally came back to Big Smoke, so that he could say it's smoking time and smoke all over everyone.
Exactly.
Which is Did you name the cat Big Smoke?
No, there's a character. There's a character near the end of the game that enters similar to Big Smoke. So we just pretended it was Big Smoke.
Oh, which character is that? I've beaten Stray.
Clementine.
I don't remember her.
Clementine.
Oh, she like.
Yeah. Did he like out of existence again? Yes. The Rogue Cloud. Clementine got to him with the bat.
No, with the bat.
What?
All right, W.
My connection is also dying.
Yeah. So yeah, Clementine gets introduced with the wrong house full cutscene. So
I don't remember that, but okay.
This new session of Stray was great because everything fucked up. Like all of our recent sessions, everything fucked up, and we lost 20 minutes of footage. Well, we lost more than 20 minutes of footage, but we lost 20 minutes of footage that could not be redone. So
this is true.
Amazing.
Yeah. Then finally, Assassin's Creed.
Yay!
We like the Assassin's Creed.
Sometimes. But yeah. And that's it for this week. Wait, no, I'm wrong. I think FGA might be this week. I forget.
That it is. I don't believe I'll be busy tomorrow, so I can do that.
All right. So yeah, that is it for the channels. Words.
Excellent.
Pink.
Pink.
You are
What have
weak.
I done this week? Let's see. I already kind of briefly touched on it. I had a long ass week full of doing yard work. So we're installing a retaining wall for all the flooding out here, so we'll have no more flooding, and that's gonna be great. Except there's a power line in the way, so we gotta dig that up and move it, and all other kinds of things. So basically, every outdoor project we've had here since we got here has started as something simple and then slowly evolved over time into, oh, we need to do 20 other things to get the simple thing done. So that's always a blast. So big blasty blast. So yeah, that ate up a lot of my time this week. And then on top of that, we got a trailer in couple nights ago, I want to say, that contained the last remaining what do I call it? The last remaining boxes of freight from Oregon, we'll say. And I had to unload all of that. We did it pretty quickly though. It wasn't too bad. It was only like half a trailer, a little over half maybe, so not a lot of stuff to unload, but still unloading stuff is never fun. That took up my weekend more or less. And then I did get to see some of the Crown Jewel pay-per-view premium live event
Yes.
from yesterday. Didn't completely miss out on all of that. Saw the matches that I wanted to see, which was good. Then I also saw Cross and McIntyre, which I didn't want to see, but was fortunate enough to witness, allegedly. Let's see. Haven't really played Dead by Daylight at all this week. The last time I played that was with Mike on Sunday from last week. And then I played a match for the podcast, so yeah, nothing new on that front. I played 2K22 with some of my siblings, though. Had a lot of fun with that, because they're not wrestling fans or anything, but they really enjoy the games, so it's always a blast to play that with those little goobers. And let's see, what else was there to talk about? I was playing New Vegas, like not on my own time for the channel or anything, but with my brother. We were making a character and passing the controller back and forth, and that was fun. We're doing like a high luck, high strength playthrough that focuses heavily on the melee combat. So it's fun, doing the melee. It's really fun until your enemies have like guns and whatnot or other things they can throw at you. Because then you're getting wrecked from a distance, and you're like, oh wait, this was a mistake. Let me get behind cover and try to close the distance as best as I can. But usually the best option is to just whip out your own gun and fire back. So, yeah.
To be fair, high luck playthrough.
Yeah.
High luck playthrough, the difficulty only lasts until you get to Vegas.
Yep. Our endurance, we set it at 1 for maximum funny. So, like, trying to cheese our way to New Vegas isn't an option. I tried to get through all the Cazadors, the Death Claws, and all those other obstacles to, like, get to Vegas super duper quick. But after, like, the 48th time of dying and passing the controller off, I was like, no. Our endurance being set to 1, while hilarious, was not a wise decision. So now we're dying at the lightest breeze. But we can hit like a truck, so that's pretty cool. But,
okay,
yeah.
A melee character with no endurance, so you were just planning on stealthing your way through?
that has become the only option at the moment. Our basically what we've done is we've got the typical glass cannon, and our medicine stat is set way high, so we're hopefully getting a lot more health from our stim packs and food. So yeah, the
food is
is
based off survival, not medicine.
We got survival and medicine set up pretty high. So yeah, on that front, we're doing all right. Our plan is, if we engage in combat, dish out a lot of damage and hopefully eat and stim pack enough that we don't die immediately. It doesn't always go so well, but if it goes well, it goes very well. So yeah, it's the absolute min-maxiest type of build we've come up with thus far. And it's a delight because whoever holds the controller when we level up gets to choose the perks and the skill points. So the character's a mess. It's an absolute monster, but it's hilarious. It's fun. I've been digging it. And that kind of wraps up my week, to be honest. A whole lot of work, some New Vegas, some 2K22. I did play a game in Civ 6 as the Inca. That was a lot of fun. It was more fun than my previous Gran Colombia playthrough because all my neighbors were actually nice and friendly, and I was able to ally with myself with everybody outside of Arabia. With my previous game in Gran Colombia, everybody hated me. There was absolutely no pleasing those monsters, but I won a diplomatic victory anyway, just to spite them all. To tell them how
Isn't
friendly
Gran
I
Colombia
was.
to be fair, Diplo playthroughs usually consist of everyone shitting on you and you just kind of tanking through it.
Yep.
But isn't Gran Colombia a domination civ?
Yes.
Like a super hard domination civ?
They are well, in fairness, they don't really get any of their unique abilities until the later industrial era. That's when they get their unique infrastructure and their unique units that are very good. The +1 movement that they have passively as their ability, that's really where the maximum aggression comes from. Plus the fact that they get a great general at the start of every era. So yeah, they're super hard focused into the warmongering aspects of the game. But when you spawn alone on a continent, there's really no option for aggression. Because if I want to do a domination type run, I would have had to hard focus into science to get overseas at all. Because the spot I spawned on, if I'm not mistaken, it was kind of the South Polish type of area. Pardon me, area. So I'm all alone on my continent. I've got Muscat, the city-state, to my immediate left, but aside from that, nothing else. So I actually had to work to get off the island in order to actually meet up with any other civilizations. So it was kind of like the typical wanting to play as Alexander and conquering the world, then you spawn on a 2-tile island. That's more or less
Yep.
what the Gran Colombia playthrough was. So from go, it wasn't fun. It was kind of a drag to get through, but I was committed. Darn it, I was committed.
So
+1
there's
movement, though, that just helps in like anything you want to do. It's actually a very good beginner civ, just from the fact that promotions don't take away your ability to move in that turn. The +1 movement is a blessing from the heavens, and the great generals, while great for domination, they can provide plenty of other like non-aggressive stat boosts, quote unquote. Like there was one that I got who, yes, he boosts the combat strength of his adjacent military units, but his ability when you retire him is just to increase your trade route capacity by 1 and or gift you a trader. So there are plenty of ways to do Gran Colombia without going domination, but domination is definitely their best playthrough style.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that was about it for my week.
All right, Addy.
Well, I didn't do a whole lot. I nearly finished Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's a game. Yeah.
It's such
I gotta say, I was going through that one and I was thinking like, oh, this is a pleasant little thing. And you said the tutorial doesn't finish till you're 5 islands in. And I'm sitting there like, I'm still on the first island.
Yeah.
I'm like, hang on, how many hours am I in? And I'm still on the first island. Let me just see. I'm 50 hours in and I'm still on the first island.
Yeah, don't get attached to anything that's not the Isle of Awakening. Just a note. But technically you can go back, but there's no reason to.
I'm never gonna need wheat seeds in the future.
Oh, well, that's the thing. You can't take those back. Because fuck you.
Right.
No, there's separate islands, smaller islands that you can go to, where you need to do nothing but walk all across the island and be like, all right, this place has grass, and write that down, and just do this for everything that's on the islands. By the way, they're fucking massive. And once you do, the game is like, okay, so now forever you have infinite wood.
Incredible.
Which, you know, definitely doesn't trivialize a part of the game. Not at all.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
like,
the Isle of Awakening is creative mode?
No, that's the thing. Like, the Isle of Awakening is where you actually need to give a shit about what you're building, because that's your home island. Every other island is just there to have story, and or to be an infinite resource spawner for select a few resources.
I have to ask, is it possible to, in any way, expand the real estate of one of the village on an island?
If you are doing a story mission, or you know whatever, then the story might expand the village.
Because the village on the starting island, the first island for me, has already 15 people, and it can barely fit about 5 widthwise, so I'm having to build upwards.
I just didn't build them houses. I was just like, hey, motherfuckers, here's a cottage. All of you are living in here. Good luck.
Having a house and a place to sleep generates hearts.
Well,
They
no,
love it.
I gave them a place to sleep. I just didn't customize it because why should I fucking care? The game told me, hey, none of this matters. These people are only here so you can take back like 3 of them.
Customizing it also gives more hearts.
I mean, it does, but I never had a problem with trying to get hearts. Like you just do the small missions for them where they're just like, hey, can you build me a fucking tower rack? I really want a tower rack somewhere in this village. And then you go and build a tower rack, and they're just like, all right, I love you forever.
There are several parts of the game where it's like, I am religiously opposed to everything you do. What if I built you a towel rack? You are my new god.
That's the entire game. Like, that's the point. Like, I gave a shit about the story somewhat. Not really, not all that much in the first island. Or rather, the first chapter of the first island. And then every time we got to a new chapter, it's just like, you are a heathen, an affront to God, I hate you. Alright, have a potato. Thank you, my God. I love this potato.
Oh my God, it's a potato!
Yeah. And then just do this across, I want to say, like fucking 50 hours. And that's my playthrough so far. And I'm at the home stretch of the story that I don't care about because they gave me no reason to. Like, there were definite moments where instead of even reading the story, I just fucking skipped past it because I don't want to be stuck in this animation anymore. Because, like, you know, it's a kiddie game. It's a kiddie story. It's very, like, cliched and shit like that and whatever.
That's Dragon Quest.
Yeah. But, like, why the fuck do I need to... Like, why is there no automatic fucking dice box thing to make it so I don't have to press it every time? Also, why are there, like, definite moments, definite scenes where you can't skip the dialogue? Like, you can't even, like, you can make it come out faster, but you still need to wait the allotted time that it would have taken for the text to come up on screen normally before you can actually, like, advance.
Why is it any time that someone joins one of your villages or joins your party, you have to spend an hour on the text box before it will let you go past it?
Yes, exactly. That's and also, like, later, I won't spoil the actual story beats, but later Marot has specific text boxes that also do this, and he has like 4 or 5 of them at times, right next to each other, and you have to wait for the full minute every time. Like that's what turned me off of the story. I think the amount of waiting that I have to do for nothing, because like. Once again, like the Crusade story, whatever, fuck it, it can still do it fine. But like, let me at least get through it fast. Don't keep me waiting for nothing. Like the game isn't even loading shit. Because I could tell if it was loading shit. But no, like unless the game needs to load the character models doing the same one animation multiple times in quick succession, then I don't know what it would be loading. Because like usually when it cuts to like a different place or whatever, it actually takes you to a loading screen, and then you spawn into the cutscene, the continuation of the cutscene. So like, I legitimately cannot tell you why they need you to wait around for an entire minute before you can advance those specific text boxes. But yeah, I'm also in a part of the game where eventually you learn how to like tame monsters and shit. It sounds a lot cooler than it is. And they're just like, alright, so here's this one monster. I don't know where it is. You need to find it and bring it back to the settlement. And that's my story mission. Just go somewhere and find this one monster. Oh, by the way, you need to find the exact monster they're talking about. Not the species of the monster that they tell you. No, you need to find the exact place where they thought about those monsters being, and then you can bring those home. But if you find the same monster, the same species of monster somewhere else, that doesn't work. I know, because I tried.
Well, I mean, if I ask for you to go get my dog and you bring back an entirely different dog, I'm probably also going to be a bit like, no, I don't want that one.
But they're not asking about a dog. They're just like, we could really use a settler who is a monster who can do freeze magic. There's these Yetis somewhere.
Well, is there one friendly Yeti and a bunch of others that are just trying to kill you?
No, that's the thing. You need to the monster taming. How it works is you beat up on an enemy, any random enemy, and then you can give it food, and it might become friendly. So they're just going, okay, so you need to beat up a Yeti in this specific area, and feed it, and bring it back. And if you don't do it in that place, then you just don't get the option to feed it at all. Also, we're not telling you where that area is. So if you just saw the Yetis anywhere else, fuck you. Like that's the thing. Like if it was just okay, so bring back a Yeti from somewhere, and any old Yeti worked, then that's fine. Because it's like, okay, so did you pay attention to where you could find these specific monsters in the world? But no, it's just, all right, go somewhere. We won't tell you where. Go somewhere. Find the specific thing we're looking for. Also, anything else that is the exact same thing, but not in the exact position that we want, that won't work. And then also like the third chapter, the third island sucks, because I don't know about you, but have you tried doing a lot of combat?
Yes.
Okay, so do you hate the combat as much as I do?
I'm not really opinionated on it. It is just straight up press button for a while, occasionally sprint to get out of the way of big attacks.
Yeah, so the third chapter is like 80% combat.
Yeah.
And it's not even.
Is it still just let Malroth do all the work?
I wish. No, it's try and let Malroth and all of the other people in the town do the work while the monsters fucking style on them, sexual style, and then they fucking kill you.
I see.
So, like, the game makes you not be great at combat on purpose, because story and all that and balance, and that's why Malroth is there. But then also it has this wave-based chapter where both the amount of time that the monsters attack your settlement increases tenfold, and also every time there's a scripted encounter with enemies, instead of finding a wave or two, you fight 5. Bless you. You fight 5, and by the end of it, you're lucky if your villagers aren't dead. And you have to fight most of the monsters yourself, because Everyone else is like, there's this big fucking skeleton walking towards the town that could like level a building with a swipe, and they're just like, okay, so you know that mouse? I really fucking hate that mouse. Everyone kill that mouse.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. Oh shit! I forgot. It's chapter 4 I'm talking about actually, because chapter 3 is an island that you don't see on the map.
Okay.
It's a secret island that I will not tell you any further about. But it's a waste of a chapter. Like, it's there for story reasons, and you know it's fine for that. But otherwise, it's a waste of a chapter. But yeah, like really, the reason I haven't finished the game yet is because to enter the one place that has the Yeti that they want me to find, instead of any of the other Yetis that I can find in the world right now. The place that has the Yetis that they want me to find has like a fee to enter, and I would need to farm hearts. and, I'm just like, well, I built you a luxury villa. What else do you want me to do for you to give me more hearts? Like, I built you. In fact, I built you 3 luxury villas. So. Yeah. But yeah, like the game is fine. I don't hate it, but there's definitely parts of it that boggle the mind, and like especially the things that we talked about, like the text boxes being unskippable for like a minute at a time sometimes. Like I'm much more perturbed by those than I am the stuff like the fucking Yeti placement or stuff like that. It's just the Yeti placement is more recent, so I complain about it more. But yeah, aside from that, like, it's alright. We can play together in about 4 weeks once you get to the part of the Island of Awakening when they unlock multiplayer.
That's a thing.
Yes, it takes until the middle of the game for the game to be like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a multiplayer thing that we have set up. And this is one of those games where, like, if the game doesn't explain how something works to you, then it doesn't. So you can't even be like, okay, I know that there's a multiplayer thing here, I'll just activate it. No, it doesn't work. Like, there's people got soft locked. I read about people getting soft locked on the first island because there's a mission near the end, or side mission near the end, that you have to do to continue the main mission. And if you go to the place where the side mission takes place and like explore stuff, then it fucks with the triggers for the mission and it doesn't work.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's fun. But yeah. Then, let's see, what else did I do? Well, I've been playing Paladins. I got enough money together to buy Betty La Bomba because I was like, hey, fuck it, Junkrat. Femme Junkrat.
Yeah.
And she is Femme Junkrat. She has become my best character just by virtue of I know how to play Junkrat.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been having fun with her. I don't really know what to say about her really, because she is just, hey, Junkrat, but instead of the landmine, I get a different sort of trap, and instead of the trap I get a jump. Okay, cool, I guess. I don't like these better than I do Junkrat's kit, but hey, it works.
Yeah.
I was playing a game earlier today, and the game just fucking locked up. It froze, and I haven't been able to relog since. So that's cool. High res. The real high res seal of quality.
Not being able to play the game, I know that feeling.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all I can really say about Paladins. Then Neo 2.
There's a sequel?
Yes.
When did that game come out?
Like 2 years ago, I want to say. You should know there's a sequel. You were there when I was playing it. Like
I didn't
2 years.
realize that was a sequel. When did the original Neo come out?
No, not for Halloween. Before then, I was playing Neo 2. It was in open beta around that time, and we were waiting on the 100th podcast. I got into the call and was playing that game. I was recording a video for my channel. Then soon came into the call, and then you did, and I don't remember what else, but yeah, basically it ended up being a group thing. When I was just getting ready for the podcast, more or less.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, so that game, the first one came out in like fucking 2015 or something like that.
Ah.
What do you mean? I don't know why. Okay, 2017 apparently for the first Neo, but yeah. While I was searching up the release date for Neo, the suggested search was Neo Keanu Reeves. Why? What do you mean? But yeah, Diablo loot is a fucking plague. I hate it. It is the opposite of fun.
But
Yeah,
it's so
addictive is what
Yeah.
they're looking for. Well, it's funny you saying that because I'm going back and playing Avengers again now. The Diablo loot thing is like, if you're going all in on it and making crazy shit that gets attached to the loot, where it's like, okay, this piece of gear makes people explode when they die. And people who get killed by the explosions also explode. Alternatively, by the way, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Alternatively, this piece of gear makes it where anytime you get poisoned, you do double damage. And stuff like that. When it's in an actual Diablo game, like Marvel Heroes, then it's good because the game was built around it. But there's been a habit of trying to build games that aren't Diablo around Diablo systems. And because, generally speaking, these games like Neo or Avengers are designed to be another game type entirely that does not work with Diablo-style gameplay, it doesn't, like, they're not allowed to really go for it. So an in-game item in Diablo, like I said, will do crazy shit like enemies chain explode to death. An in-game item in Neo is plus 60 damage.
Well, an in-game item in Neo is like plus 60 damage. Also, you do like 5 fire damage every time you hit someone.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is the thing. And like, whenever I see people play Neo, they're like, oh well, the real thing with the real like meat of the system of the Diablo loot system in Neo doesn't start to shine until you're on like New Game Plus 5. Why the fuck should I play through the game 5 times? Like, okay, so to get to the fun part of this game, you just need to play through it 30 times, and then you need to spin on your head, like, for 5 hours, and then the game starts being fun.
Precisely.
Like, the game should be fun on every playthrough, and then New Game Plus should just make it more fun. You know?
Heh.
But yeah. And also, like the Diablo loot in an action game could work if, like you said, if they worked around it, if they made it so the changes actually change shit instead of just being like, okay, so you know this thing that like, you know how your minimap is actually like useless even though we have it for some reason. Okay, so we're gonna add one more dot so you know where the collectibles are on the level and stuff like that. Like, instead of shit like that, if they actually like made it so it was like, okay, so if you, I don't know, if you kill someone, if you kill like three yokai in quick succession, then the next enemy you kill in one hit or something like that. I suppose it depends on the kind of yokai and the level design, but whatever. Like yokai tend to be harder to kill than humans in general.
In my experience, yeah.
Like, it could work, but then it's just like, okay, so you get water breathing. What does water breathing mean? Okay, well, if you go into the start menu, you press this button, press that button, it shows you what it's supposed to do. Water breathing is like, okay, so you take 0.5% less damage from water. Cool. Just what I needed.
A true lifesaver there.
And like, never mind the fact that Diablo loot and Souls likes, at least trying to get us close to Souls, as Neo is trying to, are sort of antithetical, because for Diablo loot or Diablo shit to work, for Diablo loot to work in a game, you need to be in your inventory constantly. You need to be able to change out your stuff on the fly. You need to do it fast. Souls does not want you to be in the menus. A pause button does not exist. And it still technically doesn't exist in Neo. Technically, like, there is a pause button, but it doesn't allow you to change out your shit. You still need to be active for that. So it goes against the two go against each other. The implementation of Diablo loot and the implementation of the menu system in Neo work against each other actively.
Yeah.
So yeah. That what else can I really point out? It took the entirety of the first island for me to see both of the levels that were in the open beta, so that was funny. Or wait, it wasn't the second island. It was the second region or whatever the fuck. But it's whatever. It's a different part of the map that you're on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I took the weirdest route with my weaponry, because I generally didn't like the movesets in Neo 1. I thought all of them were lacking and stiff and kind of boring. Which is why I ended up playing with the X, because the X killed everything in 2 shots and I didn't need to learn how to do combo. And the Neo 2 actually adds variety, somewhat, not too much. Like the Neo 2's combos should be what Neo 2 improved upon, instead of Neo 2's improvements. But it's a start. But yeah, I started out with the DX, and I forget what I paid for my second. Oh yeah, the dual hatchets. I was all hatchets, pretty much.
I like it.
Because X's give me strength. Eventually, I gave up because turns out most of the moves I remember from the dual hatchets were unlockables. I didn't use them enough to actually I at their base level. If you because by the way, Neo 2 works off of Skyrim rules when it comes to weapon mastery. So if you use a weapon more, then you get XP, or then you get talent points for it, so that you can unlock new moves for that weapon only.
That sucks.
Yeah. And so that meant that I had no reason to use the base hatchets, because their basic moveset is kind of stinky. Which also meant that I didn't unlock the later moves that you get, which make them not stink. So that was a good trade.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I fucked around enough. I respect my entire character, which by the way does not get rid of your talent points. Those are forever. If you put a talent into a move that you don't need, that you retroactively regret, tough luck. Suck it up. Go fuck yourself.
You're screwed now.
But yeah. So eventually, I ended up with the Switchglaive, which is just a sight. At least how I use it. The idea is that you can. It's a Swiss Army knife, pretty much. It's a big man-sized Swiss Army knife that it goes between the closed look to being a glaive to being a scythe. Cool. Actually,
Alright.
Yeah.
actual nice ranged weaponry. It also has a good move set, because unlike most of the other weapons that I've tried, at least, this one is built around the one thing that Neo has over most of his competition, which is the stance switching mechanic. And for the switchglaive, you can unlock moves that are just, you can switch, you can do a combo that leads into switching to another stance immediately, so that you can continue your combo in a different stance. That's a good idea. That was a well put together thing, and I have been having fun switching between those. It also doesn't hurt that the switchglaive gets a parry on the middle stance, and then the parries are very good. For a while before I settled on the switchblade, I used the sword, which is just very much entirely built around parries. And the problem with that, like that's a thing where, like, that's really cool, and it is really cool when you can pull it off. Also, you can only parry people, so parry moves are completely and utterly useless against yokai, which are like 70% of the enemies and also all of the bosses. Well, okay, that's not true. I fought a guy already. I did get to parry him a couple of times, and he just no-sold it. Because why should people sell shit?
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm doing stuff in Neo 2, like and I am making progress apparently, even though I don't feel like it. Like I am in like the middle of the second island, I think, but also like it still feels like I didn't start the game, and I think it might be one of those things where you spend the whole game going, okay, so when does the game start being good, or start being good, rather, and then the credits roll. Like at least with Neo 1, I got fucking scarred for life. So even if the rest of the game was just this even more so, at least I can go, hey, fuck Nue. Fucking hate Nue. The best part is that Nue is the mid boss, not even the actual level boss. A mid boss for the third level. That was the highlight of the game for me, because that was the biggest challenge in the entire game. But yeah, Neo 2 is, like, I said this in the text chat, and pretty much that pretty much summarizes my thing with Neo 2, is that, like, Neo 2 really is just more Neo, but I kind of wish it was more. Like, I know, I hope Ninja Theory, or wait, is it? No, it's not Ninja Theory. It's the other guys, Ranger Gaiden people. Team Ninja? Yeah. Like I think Team Ninja can do more. I just wish they actually did. Speaking of, actually, funny thing. I don't know why. Well, technically it might be because of the open beta, but I don't know why. But I got a new Hayabusa outfit with the game. It's not even his new design. It's his old classic design. But yeah, that's Neo 2. Then, what else did I do? Shit. Well, I did play Moving Out with my niece. I think that's what the game is called. I think it's made by the same people as oh shit, I'm forgetting the name of everything. Overcooked. There we go.
Ah.
So yeah, it's made by the same people who made Overcooked. It's an Alex simulator where you have to pack everything up in 2 minutes and leave. It's a team-based, like, physics-based something or other, where your thing is trying to get everything together, and like it's an avatar of yelling at your friends and family because they can't lift a chair, pretty much.
I love it.
and it tries. Like I don't know how much I care really. Like how should I put this? Because like Overcooked was fun in this or Overcooked was fun because of the chaos. I don't know if it's just because it's just the two of us who tried to play it together, or if it's the game itself. But this game doesn't seem as chaotic. They tried to make it as chaotic by including elements that stop you from moving things, but those are more annoying than they are chaotic. Like, you know how for example, remember when we played Overcooked 2 and there was the big chasm, and all right, there goes W, I guess.
Oh no!
All right, W. Alex.
I'm back.
Okay. So yeah, remember in Overcooked 2 when there was this big chasm and we had to throw shit to the other side for for food to be done.
Yeah.
Like that was chaotic both because there were that many of us, but also like the entire setup of there's a chasm. You need to verbally work together to get things done on time, which will eventually lead into one of you messing up, and then hilarity ensues. The similar things in this game is just like, so we made a reference to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's also a turtle on the map with a red bandana. It will keep ramming into you. If you throw it away to try to make it stop, it will just run back into you and run back and ram into you more. You can't move shit from the turtle. That doesn't make me mad or annoyed at my fucking partner's incompetence. That makes me mad at the level design. Because I'm not like, okay, so that if we need to get this out quick and whatever. I'm just like, why the fuck is the turtle here? Who thought this was a good idea? But yeah. And then, did I do anything else? No, I think that's it. W? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Row Cloud.
It's been like this for a while. For the past few weeks, it's just been in and out. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The house is trying to get us to move, which is funny because the economy is actively trying to get us not to.
That's been my life experience as well, yes. Yeah, your internet is light is because Elon bought Twitter.
Yeah. We haven't paid our $8 for the blue check yet, so he's gimping us.
Yes. But yeah, so your week.
Oh, my week. Shit. Well, hopefully the call don't drop in the meantime. Yeah, I can't recall doing anything that hasn't really already been talked about because put a lot of time into multiverses just because that's an easy one to pop in. And I enjoy playing Superman in that game. He is a fun Superman. I like throwing people off the roof of the screen and they die. It's good.
I like it.
Other than that, really, I'd put a lot of time into Dragon Quest Builders, but Addy already talked at length about that. And I can't recall anything to add. And honestly, it's not that interesting of a game to discuss anyways. Other than that, really, it's just... Well, we did... NXT Halloween Havoc was a little bit ago.
Oh, yeah, it was. I forgot about that. I didn't mention that last week.
Yeah, mostly a pretty bad pay-per-view.
That was garbage.
The ladder match was insane in all the wrong ways. that was a lot of young guys just killing themselves hard.
I did not see the ladder match. I came in. Oh Lord, I think it was for Apollo Crews and what the Australian guy whose name escapes me.
Oh,
Wallaby. Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I entirely missed that match. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that was right after the haunted house spit with Toxic Attraction, which was so
yes. Let me clarify real quick, or restate what I previously said. I did not tune in just as Apollo Crews and Grayson Waller's match was going on. I tuned in a little bit before that when they were doing the haunted house shenanigans, and I was like, "Oh no, they're doing this again." And that from that moment, I knew this was going to be a bad event. Not sure if they call the NXT events premium live events or not, but yeah, either way, it was gonna be a bad time, yo.
It was WCW Dungeon of Doom-esque.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I mean, they did call the event Halloween Havoc.
There's not any Hulkamaniacs around here. This water isn't hot. Anyways, so Kevin Sullivan must appease Satan by destroying Hulkamania. Yeah. WCW was the fucking shits, man. Anyways. Yeah, that ladder match was imagine Hardy, Edge, Dudley's, but no one's really watching. So Jeff Hardy and Edge and Christian are just killing themselves in isolation.
Yeah, if Jeff Hardy jumps off of the Titantron with no one watching, did he ever really jump off?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a good question.
There were so many insane ladder spots that none of them wound up being remarkable. The only remarkable spot is the one that everybody highlighted, which is Von Wagner, or whatever his name was, picking up Wesley, or whatever his name was, in a military press and throwing him all the way from the ring to the other side of the commentator's desk.
Yeah.
Which was insane, and a bump that no one should ever do, ever. Because, my God, there is so much that could go wrong there.
Yeah.
It reminds me of watching that Dijakovic versus Keith Lee, right? Which, fantastic match, don't get me wrong. But the spot where Dijakovic does the springboard senton to Keith Lee in the chair, and it's like, if Dijakovic had just slightly missed to the left or right, he would have broke his fucking spine on either of the tables.
Right.
Anyways, only good match on the card, Dragunov, McDonough, and Breaker. Braun Breaker is a terrible name. I can't get over that. I know it's like a thing of like WWE doesn't want anyone to use any names they could use in other companies. They want to make sure that the name value can't be stolen. But like, they acknowledge he's Rick Steiner's kid. They don't hide it.
Mm-hmm.
Who would name themselves Braun Breaker then?
That's an excellent question.
Like, anyways, yeah. And then contrast it with JD McDonough, which I think is a great rename because he's still technically Jordan Devlin. It's just that now that's his initials, right?
Yeah.
Now he's just Jordan Devlin McDonough, but for copyright value and to prevent him from going to other companies with the name, he's JD.
Right.
Anyways, fucking phenomenal match. The rare good triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
It was a triple threat where they went in with an actual story.
Yeah.
And the issue with triple threats and fatal four ways is usually there is no story. It's just fuck it spots.
Yep.
But here they went in with the story of, okay, Braun Breaker and Ilya Dragunov are both baby faces. They are bad, tough dudes that want to fight hard for the championship. McDonough is a cowardly psychopath who enjoys hurting people but doesn't want to get hurt. And so the faces want to fight each other for the championship, but they really fucking hate the heel.
Yep.
Best spot of the whole match, when Braun and Dragunov start doing the back and forth with the forearms, smacking each other. And the background, McDonough watches wide-eyed, and he starts clapping, right?
Yeah.
And going, yeah, beat the fuck
Yeah.
out of each other for my amusement. Yes! And Dragunov and Breaker just look at each other and slowly turn their heads to look at McDonough.
Yeah.
And McDonough just goes, oh, shit, I've overplayed my hand here. Whoops. And, like, you can almost, like, freeze frame McDonough and play the line. And the Hagrid line, should not have done that. Should not have done that. Fantastic match. All three guys came out looking great. I gotta say, by the way, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, I gotta say, only seen 2 Dragunov matches so far. I gotta say, it seems like I might be a mark for him.
Yeah, I think he's a fantastic young lad. I've really enjoyed every match of his that I've seen personally, and I've only seen 5 or 6 maybe. I've seen most of his work in NXT UK. Then he had a couple on the NXT Premium Live events in the past. But yeah, I'm not too well versed in him myself. But everything I've seen him in, he's phenomenal.
I don't know
He's
if he's
almost
able
as good
to.
as Logan Paul.
I don't know if he's. I don't know if Dragunov's able to talk, but my God, he just exudes personality through everything, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is, like, as Ted said the other day, like, Dragunov is not the one to go with to point out, like, an indie flippy guy, because, like, he's not. Well, as Kevin Nash would say, vanilla midget. Yes, Dragunov's kind of a midget, but he very much is not vanilla.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Crown Jewel, the other wrestling thing that happened. So I got to see the complete show. In the end, I thought it was generally a pretty good show. I don't recall any of the matches being actually bad.
Even McIntyre and Cross managed a good match. It was
solid. I still don't like that steel cage matches. The objective is to escape the cage. That defeats the point of the stage. The steel cage to me. But I thought it was hilarious that the fucking cage didn't even stop Scarlett from interfering again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, great finish though, with Scarlett shutting the door in Drew's face. Drew starts to climb the cage wall to get out instead. Cross goes to open the door, and Scarlett's suddenly like, oh shit! She rushes to open the door, and she doesn't make it just in time. Drew wins just before Cross gets out. Nicely done.
Indeed. I thought the finish was very good.
Lesnar v. Lashley, I want to hit just real quick, because holy fuck, Lesnar, like, has it been normal for Lesnar to just get his ass whooped unambiguously?
No, and unfortunately, I did not see this match. I had to step out for the freight.
So, not a good match by any means. It was 100% finishers, but it was Lesnar got one F5 that Lashley more or less no-sold, and other than that, it was Lashley whooping Lesnar's ass up and down the ring, and then Lesnar stuck a roll-up.
Uh-huh.
Has Lesnar ever snuck one with, like, a sneaky pin before, ever?
I don't think so.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Like, that's kind of crazy, because I think everyone went into that match kind of figuring, like, oh, this is just going to be where Lesnar kills Lashley. I see.
Mm-hmm. In his old age, Lesnar went, okay, you know what? It's time I actually do shit for wrestling instead of just me.
Lesnar's been a hell of a lot better the last year than before. Old fuck you, I'm gonna drop you on your head, Lesnar seems to have finally gone away.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lesnar,
turns out Paulie Dangerously was the reason that Lesnar was that way.
It is funny, but yes, Lesnar is way better as a face than as a heel. I would have never told you that.
Like, once Roman beat the Paulie out of Lesnar.
Yeah. He speared the evil out of him.
Yeah.
I do want to ask real quick. Was there not a match a few years ago where Goldberg just squashed the shit out of Lesnar?
Yeah.
Yes, that was Survivor Series a few years ago.
Okay, I was going to ask if that was Crown Jewel because I was going to say like, boy, Lesnar seems to have a bad record at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, no,
No, that was the first Goldberg return match for the Universal Championship at Survivor Series 2018, I think 2018 or 2017.
Yeah, then Goldberg came back twice to be squashed by Brock. After that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brock got his heat back.
yeah.
and one of those was a Crown Jewel, I think.
Oh, well, there was the notoriously awful Goldberg Taker match at Crown Jewel where Goldberg nearly fucking killed Taker.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck would you have Goldberg versus Taker in anything like after 2005?
Now
I
there's a good
wouldn't have.
question.
I wouldn't have had it before 2005 because I would have thought, okay, someone's losing here and getting their heat killed.
But yeah, but at least before
Yeah.
2005, like Goldberg was young, and Taker wasn't an actual skeleton.
Yeah.
Well, even young Goldberg still managed to forcibly retire Bret Hart.
I mean, that's true, but you know, like because of Goldberg's track record, I expect him to be less safe now.
Well, it's like maybe he's become more careful, but his competency has gone down.
Yeah. Like if current Goldberg's mentality could go back to young Goldberg and then fight Undertaker before he turned into an actual skeleton, like maybe that could have been a good match, but I don't know. Although that's like if they did something like that, I would want it to be like since as you said, someone is losing heat, just have it be a classic WCW fuck the fans, no finish, and just have everyone interfere.
NWO running.
Yeah, like fucking what's his face? Oh, I'm forgetting his name. Shit.
Scott Norton.
No, the guy who ran WCW
Bagwell.
on screen. No.
Horace Hogan.
Not that guy.
I was gonna say he wasn't one of the NWO, what he was. Shit.
Dennis Rodman. Vincent.
Fuck. Why am I forgetting his name? Shit.
Drunk Scott Hall.
No. No, not
Vince
yet.
Russo.
No, the other one. Not Russo, the other guy who shouldn't have been near a fucking wrestling ring.
David Arquette.
No, the third one, I guess.
Jay Leno.
What the fuck was on WCW?
David Flair.
Eric Bischoff, there we go.
Disco Inferno.
So yeah. Like
fuck WCW.
Yeah. Like I just imagine Goldberg and Taker. I imagine Goldberg and Taker doing a big spot fest of all of their big spots, and then it's like, oh, they knock each other out with like a fucking right hook at the same time, and then everyone runs in, fucking Paul Bearer with the urn, Eric Bischoff, fucking like I don't know the 3 count.
I'm sorry. Did you say 3 count warning?
Was that their name?
3-minute warning. 3 count was
3-minute warning.
Boy band from WCW.
Yeah, that's the guys I'm talking about, or they're thinking about. Yeah.
Wasn't Umaga one of the 3 count warning? Rosie, wasn't he Rosie back then?
I should know this, but I'm at a loss. I actually don't
I'm
remember
looking
if
it up.
Rosie's Umaga or if Rosie's the other one. Who was Umaga? I think Rosie was Umaga. But was he Jamal? There are 2 big boy Samoans, and I always get them mixed up. Hang on, I'm gonna step away from the computer. Wait, I can alt tab.
Rosie was not Umaga. Apparently.
Jamal?
I'm gonna check.
Umanga.
Yeah, Rose was chemo. Yeah, Jamal was Umaga.
Okay. I think they were both part of the 3-minute warning, though.
Yeah, both of them and then Rico.
What, Rico? Hang on.
yeah,
I
Rico.
tuned out for a second there, and I heard Rico, and I was like, Rico wasn't part of 3-minute warning, was he?
Allegedly, he was. According to Wikipedia. According to Wikipedia, Rico was a part of 3-minute warning. Yes.
2 giant Samoan dudes and 1 tiny gay Latino man. Huh?
Yeah, and I also like the name, like how that contrasts with some of the names they had, such as the Island Boys with a Z and the Samoan Gangsters.
Not with the Z.
No, that one's not with a Z. Rico is my
The
favorite
gangsters
Samoan
with a
Gangsters.
Z was New Jack.
Yeah.
They knew not to put the Z there because the New Jack would kill them.
Holy crap! Rosie was 6'7".
Holy shit.
That's a big boy right there.
Why did Vince not push him to the moon?
Right?
It was not yet time. Came in too early.
That reminds me of an OSW bit where they bring up, boy, there's nothing that says more about Bryan Adams than the fact that he was as big as he was, looked like what he did, had as impressive a physique as he did, and Vince never pushed him throughout the entirety of the New Generation.
But everything
Fucking
he does
Adam
it for you.
Bryan Adams is a terrible singer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
What?
Want to know what one of Rosie's ring names was?
What?
Big Daddy Roro.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Should have been world champion just based off of that.
I also like Maddie Smalls. And also RO-Z.
Well, that was his TNA name, I'm pretty sure.
Ah.
That makes him sound like he's a cyborg.
He might be at 6'7" and 420 pounds.
That's the only way you can become 6'7". They stick metal in you.
Yeah.
I mean, they called Kane the Big Red Machine.
That's
we
true.
Can't prove that he's not a cyborg.
But yeah. So I forget, where were we? Oh yeah, fucking
Oh, right.
Crown Jewel.
Yes. Women's tag match. Damage Control versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka. Belts go back to Damage Control. Congratulations, we've pushed that number up by 1. If we keep at this, we can push the number up to God knows what.
Dakota Kai is like a 6-time champion, and all her championship reigns amount to less than 2 weeks.
I thought you were going to say all of her championship reigns amount to less than 2 days.
That'd probably be more accurate, honestly.
That would have been impressive.
Well, the one who got shafted with a short reign here was Bliss and Asuka. A 5-day belt reign. Jesus.
I'm not even sure we can consider their reign canon.
Well, WWE apparently seems intent on giving Asuka several tag belt reigns, each with a different partner. So they'll probably consider that canon for that. Yeah, it was an alright match. Not really remarkable. They kind of just did the same thing. Like, Damage Control versus Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka is such a nothing feud. It feels like they've just been working the same match for a while now.
Yeah.
I'm sure War Games will be fun, but War Games is going to include 4 more women.
That is true. That is very true.
There was Almost versus Braun, and everybody said that match was good, but honestly, I just tuned out. I wasn't paying attention because I assumed it was.
See that match.
I just assumed it was going to suck and tuned out. Apparently, people liked it, so I don't know what the fuck happened. Because I would not have told you those two could have produced a good match.
Nor would I. Nor would I.
I saw the power slam at the end. It was a nice power slam. But I don't know why why Braun has just decided rather than having his own unique finish, he's just going to do the old British Bulldog power slam.
Homage. He's taken after Ruzi.
Well, is he going to also do a bunch of somas after the show and stumble into the hotel incomprehensibly?
Maybe. We don't know.
I
Is
mean,
he going to call up Omos before the next match and go, Omos, I'm so fucked. If Mike were here, that'd pop the fuck out of him. Anyway.
I mean, he could have taken worse people to try and pay homage to, like fucking Jimmy Snuka.
You know, the Usos keep doing the Superfly Splash, and we just kind of are like, yep, they're doing that.
they do be doing that.
I mean, isn't one of them also like very alcoholic? So you know,
both of them are very alcoholic.
Only had like 3 or 4 DUIs. You know, that's not too many. It's only both 3 or 4 of the Usos more than the average person.
Both of the Usos are known to be alcoholics, but Jimmy's supposedly the worst one. He has more DUIs.
All right, so there's a chance they will homage Jimmy Snuka.
Oh dear God, no! I love Naomi. Don't do that. Anyways, by the way, funny thing: the Usos do the Superfly Splash all the time. Solo Sikoa copies all of the moves of his bloodline. The moves transfer through his blood, and he absorbed the Superfly Splash.
Yeah, it works like anime. It's familiar.
So
yeah, go ahead.
The Superfly Splash is now like quad generational. Because Snuka did it, then Tamina started doing it, then the Usos did it because Tamina's their manager, and now Solo does it because the Usos do it. And nobody wants to talk about where it started.
Yeah. I just want all of them to start doing the Stinkface. Because fuck it. Everyone has the same moveset now.
I mean, the Usos will still sometimes do the running ass slam in the corner.
Yeah.
But it is literally a Stinkface.
No one has the girth necessary, Addy.
But it would be funny. That would make it even funnier, though. Because, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Did you laugh when Kelly or Tori Wilson did it?
No. I wasn't
they were
watching,
too skinny.
I wasn't watching when Kelly or Tori Wilson were on screen because the fucking show didn't give me a reason to care.
Stinkface is only good if you got a massive Samoan doing it. Otherwise, it shouldn't be done. It's sacred.
Pink, how hard would you have popped if Nia Jax ever did it?
Dude, how come Nia Jax never did it to begin with? Now I'm angered.
For a second, I thought people were going to say, how come Nia Jax never did that to me?
Okay, that's a little lacking in subtlety even for Pink.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, the Usos were also in a tag match against the Brawling Brutes. It was a fun one. It was a fun one. It wasn't anything special. The Usos never really do anything special. It really depends on whoever the Usos have been put up against.
Yeah,
and the Brawling Brutes are a lot of fun. I really did not like Ridge Holland for a long time.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
He's into the abyss.
Starts throwing people around, right?
Yeah.
And it makes Ridge look bigger than he actually is. Credit where credit is due. Ridge was able to do the spot where he lifted both Usos without his knee exploding, unlike Rick Boogs.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to insult Rick Boogs there. That was mostly the Usos' fault because they did that entirely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a horrible spot to go back and look at, not just because of Rick Boog's knee exploding, but the fact that it was so transparently fucking choreographed that Boogs only picked up one of the Usos in the fireman's carry. So the other Uso was like, shit, I'm supposed to get slammed here, and jumps up onto the other Uso to be fireman's carried as well. Which, of course, not only looks choreographed and super fake, because why would you choose to get fireman's carried, but also caused Rick Boog's knee to explode because he was going to carry two people, not have one person jump on top of another person on top of him.
Uh-huh.
The Usos fucking suck, man. Don't get me wrong, this bloodline storyline between Sammy and Jay is fucking great. It's one of the best storylines Diddy's put on in years, if not a decade, if not 2 decades. But that doesn't change it when the Usos get between the ropes. I'm like, oh, fucking kill me. Super kicks again, Jay? Just take the rock, paper, scissors bit from Simpsons, right? Bart and Lisa. Poor Jay. Always uses the super kick. Cuts over to Jay. Good old super kick. Nothing beats that. Yeah, what up?
Yeah, recent times have been fucking, like, very bad to people like me, because one of my favorite moves is the super kick. And I'm just like, I love my favorite move being diluted.
Yeah.
It's a thing of like...
Go ahead. It's a generational thing, because, like, think about how it was for people in the late 80s, like, oh man, Jake the Snake, the DDT, the ultimate move, it's so amazing, and then they go through the 90s, and it's like, oh god, stop doing it.
I mean, that's funny, because my other favorite move is the DDT. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing, like, despite me having a thing for more flashy wrestlers and stuff like that, my favorite moves tend to be rather, like, simple ones. Like, the super kick is just a fucking kick. The DDT is not the most flamboyant move. My favorite super...
It's not, but logically speaking, it should be equivalent to a pile driver. Yeah. And it's not treated like one.
Yeah, definitely. And then, like, my favorite submission is the fucking Boston Crab, which is the easiest to lock in shit.
Yeah. Well, it's simple but effective.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least, well, it should be the easiest to lock in shit. But then also, then I look over at Chris Jericho, and then he's just like, okay, so what if I do the Boston Crab, but also do like a spot where I fall?
Yeah.
In the middle of it.
Oh, man.
And he doesn't even do that anymore, because he's just like, okay, so elbow.
Yeah. Like, my God. Coming up with multiple finishes and having a new finish that's easier to do when you get older all makes sense, by all means. Because, I mean, Taker, what's the name of it? Hell's Gate? Right. Hell's Gate, made sense. Taker's an older guy. It's easier on him than the Tombstone or the Last Ride. And on top of that, hey, it shows that Taker's an MMA fan. So there you go. But Jericho's elbow is just so fucking lazy looking.
Yeah. And it's like, also like...
It's explicit. Like, if he came up with another character reason to do it, I don't think it would be as lazy looking. Like I said, Taker was able to get away with switching to Hell's Gate because it showed, hey, he's an MMA fan now. So it's a character thing, too. Well, Jericho, it's just honestly like, I can't be bothered to do the fucking Lion Tamer or the Lion Salt anymore, or the fucking Code Breaker even.
That's what I was going to bring up, though. Like, okay, if he wants to switch over to something that's easier to do, that's fine, understandable. Why the fuck are you doing Lion Salt again?
To prove he can hang with these flippy kids.
Then you can do a fucking Code Breaker. It's like 1/4 of the effort. Like the Code Breaker is even a shitty move. It looks bad. So does the Backstabber. But
You're wrong on both counts.
W died again. Cool.
There's
Icon.
There's one way or
Okay.
the other on the code
He's back.
or backstabber.
Like, we've witnessed Jericho.
Yeah. I guess we have. We've witnessed Jericho. We have best in his glory.
Jericho, that's all there is to it.
We have best in his glory.
Have we though?
I mean, considering how he looks now, I'd say so. I don't think there's more glory for us to bask in.
He's old. Like, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but Jericho is older now than Hogan and Nash were in late '90s WCW when Jericho was bitching about them.
Probably.
Like,
But yeah, but you
and
see,
Jericho's not really been good for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Yeah. It's a weird situation we're in nowadays. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a weird situation we're in nowadays where WWE, the most entertaining stuff is what's on screen. AEW, what's most entertaining is what's off screen.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like we've got to that late 90s WWF versus WCW thing again, where it's like, boy, what goes on screen on WCW, I don't give a shit about, but I'm fascinated in these stories about how Kevin Nash and Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo and everyone hates each other. Who's going to punch Sammy Guevara this month, by the way?
Tony Khan.
September is Eddie Kingston. October is Andrade. November, I hope it's Mike Tyson.
Who did they recently hire?
Oh God!
Everyone they recently hired, I guess, because I don't know.
Moon go jobbers that poor. Can we replace all those poor jobbers that Ember Moon is going out there and killing? Can we replace them with Sammy Guevara, please?
I mean, can we just make Sammy Guevara go away and not pay him?
Yeah.
That'd be good too.
Can we resurrect Vader?
Just so he can do a Vader bomb on Sammy Guevara.
It just falls over dead again.
Yeah. No, he does the Vader assault onto Sammy Guevara. He doesn't get back up. It's all the power he had.
He does the fucking botched Vader assault that's a headbutt.
Yeah.
My God. The other day when G-Man, was it G-Man or was it GOG that was saying Vader was a good example of an agile big man? I was just going to post that clip of him fucking accidentally landing head first on Kenta Kobashi's head trying to moonsault. Because it's like, fuck. Like, no, I
hate Vader.
It was impressive that 25% of the time Vader could do a real moonsault. But he still was only doing real moonsaults 25% of the time.
Yeah.
He straight up missed on half of them. The other fucking 25%, he nearly killed them. Or himself.
This is true.
Boy, the moonsault's a move that misses a lot.
Yeah. Turns out doing a back salt is hard. Like doing a back salt that has to travel and has to hit a specific target is hard.
Yep.
Like I gotta assume things like the Phoenix, or not the Phoenix Splash. What am I thinking of? It might be the Phoenix Splash. I'm confusing moves now. Whatever. But yeah, like the back salt that you do forwards. That ends in a splash, like that might even be easier because at least then you can see, all right, this is what I need to aim for, and then try.
Yeah.
All right. Last two matches I can recall from the card: Bayley versus Bianca, last woman standing. I was confounded at this. This is my first Crown Jewel, keep in mind. So I was confounded at, like, okay, not only are we going to have women's matches in the Saudi crowd, we are going to have a women's hardcore match in front of the Saudi crowd? Would that not start a riot? But apparently not. It didn't. As a matter of fact, the match started and about 5 minutes in, the crowd was chanting, "We want tables."
Nice.
Oh, God.
The tables, they came for him. Fucking D1 Dudley showed up and asked him to donate to his building fund.
Fine, you know?
You cut out.
Of course. I was just saying, like, it was a solid match as garbage matches go, but garbage matches can only really be so good unless you got a big storyline going in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's people out there who, at the moment the kendo stick comes out, they get hype because they watch too much fucking ECW. But, like, nah. By the way, Pink, did you see that match?
I did not see the Bayley-Bianca match.
Was it not the funniest shit in the world? You could tell they had some kind of spot planned for the golf cart and then just decided, fuck it.
I just said I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Well, so there's a spot where they're brawling on the entrance ramp, and Bayley goes up and gets a golf cart from behind the gorilla position and drives it up. Her and Bianca brawl on top of the golf cart for a little bit. Bianca gets down while Bayley's on top of the golf cart, starts driving it, and we did get admittedly a very amusing image of Bianca driving a golf cart down the entrance ramp while Bayley is hanging on for dear life on the roof of it. And I think they wanted to go for a spot where Bianca would, like, hit the brakes right next to the ring and Bayley would slide into the ring, but they just decided, and stopped just short. Then Bianca got out of the cart and just dragged Bayley off the roof. Yeah. The Bayley-Bianca feud continues, despite the fact that Bianca has beaten Bayley clean several times now, and in fact, not only beaten Bayley clean, but beaten Bayley and her minions clean, 1v3. Shrug.
Even taking into account that a year ago or so, Bayley was still losing to Bianca. I'm pretty sure the last feud on television before she got injured, she was feuding with Bianca. And she was losing then. Nothing's changed. But it's still going.
No, you see, it's fine because those are not canon.
They need to give Bayley something meaty after this, because I'll say, this is the first time my family is getting to see Bayley, and my family is all going like, this Bayley girl sucks. Why do they keep putting her on here? Just get rid of her. She sucks. Just fire her. I just keep having to go like, no, guys, I hear she's good. Like, they're going to have to give her something to not kill her for people who haven't been watching long enough to see her, like, you know, put on her 5-star classics with Sasha or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
The War Games match will be fun, though.
Yeah.
Anyways. And the last match, Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul.
Yes!
Yeah.
Only match anyone wanted to see in the history of ever.
So I guess we should clarify, in case someone does watch this podcast that's not part of our friend circle, there will be a bit of meminess around this one because of discussion in our friend circle. It was a very good match, and Logan was very impressive. But Ted, God bless him, Ted is I won't say contrarian, but Ted can't stand overhyping. If Ted likes something, but the next person that he meets and talks to loves that thing, Ted now hates that thing. Ted was praising Logan Paul for the last 2 matches Logan Paul had. However, he was the last to see this current one, and before he could see it, me, Pink, God of Gaming, and someone else were all singing his praises. So Ted explicitly said, and this is the first time he's explicitly said it, you all have praised him too much. You've ruined him for me. I hate him now. I hope he gets hit by a car. I hope he never wrestles again. And I thought, my God, finally, at least he admits it, right?
Yeah.
But he's overplaying his hand here. That's the thing. Because now we have ammunition. We can ruin anything for Ted as long as we find someone who likes it more than he does. We can.
Exactly.
He loves Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. We could ruin those for him as long as we find the biggest Star Wars and Lord of the Rings fans in the world and get them to talk to him. And suddenly Ted will be like, I need to go travel to J.R. Tolkien's grave and piss on it.
Yeah. we also need like the biggest fucking like D&D nerd.
Yeah. We need to get Ted to sit down and talk with Matthew Mercer, and suddenly Ted will have a meaningless life. We can destroy him that easily.
I like how this podcast has become try to play a plan to fucking ruin our friend's life, quote unquote friend.
Well, we can keep going. We can live.
We can watch you cut out. Ted got to him first.
He found him.
Oh shit.
All right. So yes, Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. Fucking fantastic match until they start doing garbage run-ins.
Yes.
It's see, like, I know that this is just the way they're doing it, of having Roman be kind of a classical heel champion, despite the fact that everyone cheers him, is to just book him always in, like, he never is actually better than any of the faces. It's just that he keeps cheating to win. It's a classical heel thing, I know. But every time they do this, I can feel my family getting more and more angry. So my dad straight up walked out before the match started and just said, I'm going to go take a nap. I'll only be missing Roman Reigns. And like, yeah, how many matches of Roman's in the last year have not ended in Uso run-in?
None of them.
Like, fuck. Flair must have won some clean matches back in the day. He didn't always need Arn or Tully to do a run-in, did he?
Probably not. As far as we're aware.
Like, he would go over and do shit in, like, I don't know, Japan, and they wouldn't bring Arn or Tully over. I mean, hell, Flair only had the Four Horsemen near the end of his mainstream run. Flair was independent for a long time.
Very true.
Like, Roman has enough of an it factor, enough of a presence, and enough capability on the mic. This doesn't make him look like shit. He still comes out of this looking strong, even though he has never won a match on his own.
Yeah.
He is just that good on the mic. He just has that kind of presence. He just has that look. He just has that it factor. But from the perspective of someone who is watching wrestling matches to enjoy wrestling matches, it is very quickly becoming a thing of, I know that I'm not going to enjoy the ending to any of these Roman matches.
Yeah.
With Brock, it was more fun because Brock is the fucking beast. Okay, sure, it takes the entire bloodline to put him down. It makes it feel doofy when there's, later on down the line, Brock gets put down by a lone wrestler like Bobby Lashley. But at the time, yeah, the SummerSlam match was hilarious and fun because it's like, oh my God, we just need to straight up murder this man. But when it takes Roman all of that to beat Logan Paul, it's a bit more like, oh, Roman just, like, no, not only does it make Roman look like he sucks, which, like I said, he can recover from that, but it's just getting real fucking boring and predictable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Every match Roman goes into, until the bloodline ends as a stable. I know Ted said that he doesn't believe the bloodline will end before Roman loses his belts, but the bloodline until the bloodline ends as a stable, every single match that Roman goes into, I go into thinking Roman will not win this on his own. This will be the Usos will get a run in. That's the finish of the match. Before that, we might get a good match, but it will not get a good end.
Right.
Either which way, yeah, fantastic match up until the run-ins, and holy fucking shit, buckshot lariat.
Yeah, it looks sick.
He did it better than Adam Page does, which I think is funny.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
I was gonna bring that move up later because I actually watched AEW for bits of AEW for the first time, and I saw that move and I was like, this is the dumbest fucking shit. This is Canadian Destroyer levels of dumb.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's a super fucking dumb move. Logan Paul was able to make it look somewhat good. I mean, like, there's got to be ways you can tweak it to make it look slightly less stupid, right? Because, like, the Canadian Destroyer looks slightly less stupid if you do it the Adam Cole way, where it's a diving, right? But still.
Yeah, the way I think you could make it look less stupid is by not touching the ground. Instead of doing the John Morrison entrance into a normal lariat, you just bend your knees.
There's not really a safe way to do that.
I mean, no, but that just means the move sucks. You shouldn't do it. That's the best way to improve it. Just don't fucking do it.
Well, CM Punk tried and he didn't do it, so.
That is very true.
He tried twice and didn't do it either time. By the way, so I've joked before about Logan Paul's going to have to pick a finish at some point. But if they just straight up keep Logan Paul doing everybody's finishes except his own, I'm kind of here for that. That's kind of funny. Like, it's honestly like you go in to create a moveset and just replace his finishers with Move Thief.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, WWE 2K23, they need to make Move Thief unlimited.
This is true.
Yeah, I always thought it was silly. You could only Move Thief one time. It bothers me. It also bugs me in Fire Pro, you can Move Thief, and it's a universal ability. It's not a thing you have to put on the character, thank God. But in Fire Pro, you can only Move Thief once, and that bugs me. Because that just straight up doesn't work for Logan Paul, because Logan Paul moved Thief several times in a match.
Right.
I mean, Logan Paul's finish is getting banned from foreign countries and still making money despite that.
Well, you know, they can't take him to Japan, but apparently they can take him to Saudi Arabia.
Actually, yeah, now that you mention it, Logan Paul could be WWE's greatest asset because there's no chance that he'll ever be able to go to New Japan.
Yeah.
He can still go to AEW, though.
But he can still go to AEW, and he can still go to AAA.
Yeah.
This is true.
Until he gets fucking banned from Mexico, too. I don't know what he'd have to do to get there, but you know he'll do it.
There's nothing he could do to get banned from Mexico. Come on now.
He could piss off some Carlo.
That's
less of a legal risk and more of a health risk.
That's true. Did W die? I guess he did.
Womp womp.
That one had an interesting smell.
He's back.
Oh, hello.
Hello. What'd you smell? Was it food?
Phlegm.
Oh. Not food.
No. Well, ideally not.
in the best cases, not. But you know, when push comes to shove and dire needs, you know, gotta make do.
So what if Logan Paul keeps stealing AEW shit?
He is the AEW roster.
And the real thing is, if he keeps doing AEW shit, he'll do the moves better than they do them.
Ironically enough.
Which is already fun, because Mandy Rose already does the fucking bicycle knee better than Kenny Omega does, and that makes people mad on Twitter. They can stay mad.
Absolutely.
Oh, there was one match actually I forgot to hit. Judgment Day versus Bullet Club.
Oh, that is true. Dominic's best match ever because he barely did anything.
Dominic was kind of the one who took all the bumps for Judgment Day. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I would not have picked him, but he actually didn't suck in that role.
And that was his night to pay dues. He was taking all the bumps.
Was Ray... I have to wonder, was Ray just coddling Dominic so bad, and now that they're separate, finally Dominic actually learns how to wrestle?
Could be.
Every time he botches a move, Rhea takes him in for punishment.
Fucking like that was Ray ribbing his son. He taught him wrong on purpose because it would be funny.
It'll be funny, yo. It'll make my kid the worst ever.
We taught him wrong on purpose as a joke. By the way, it cracks me up. Cole going ham on commentary increasingly makes it where I need to keep the volume up. But Cole just straight up saying, "Oh yeah, Bullet Club, big and by the way, not OC Bullet Club. Fuck it, they're the Bullet Club. Yeah. Yes, we have to put OC on the t-shirts and the Titantrons, but the commentators are just gonna call them Bullet Club now. Fuck it.
Fucking nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inoki is that he can sue.
Yeah. Now that Inoki is dead, New Japan is fresh meat. They're vulnerable. The last time Vince fucked with New Japan, Inoki put him in the octopus stretch, and he remembered that forever.
Yeah.
So not only did Cole say Bullet Club, not only did Cole say, "Oh yeah, over in New Japan, Finn Balor founded the Bullet Club," but also, "Oh yeah, apparently," I didn't hear this, but everyone was talking about it on Twitter. Apparently, Cole just straight up said, "Oh yeah, Carl Anderson is currently the never open weight champion for New Japan right now."
Yep.
And it's like,
I did hear that.
It's like, what the fuck? We're just gonna straight up say on TV, our dude is holding a belt for another company that he no-showed one of their shows to show up here.
Like the only way that would have been funnier if Cole just fucking got out from the commentary table and just put the belt around his waist. He just has the New Japan belt at the fucking commentary booth for some reason.
Well, if they want to keep working it as an angle, they could just have Carl come out with the belt, because I think he still physically possesses it.
And then
New Japan. Okay. New Japan is publicly asking him to return it, and he's not.
Okay, but imagine if Trips can somehow turn this into like a positive thing and work out a deal with New Japan.
Oh god, well people on Twitter are like, "Oh, the New Japan secret deal with WWE." No, Carl's just a fucking carny, guys.
Yeah.
Like, New Japan, well, I was about to say, this clearly couldn't happen because New Japan has a deal with AEW. I suddenly remembered, Noah's got deals with both WWE and AEW at the same time right now. I saw a picture, I don't know if it was partly photoshopped, but either which way, it just highlights the insanity of this. Apparently Noah was simultaneously advertising, "Oh, hey, Muda's going to have a match with Sting over in AEW, and he's going to have a match with Shinsuke Nakamura from WWE." Fuck it. Just advertise both the big American companies. Who cares?
Yeah. I was about to ask when they announced that, like, was Shinsuke fired? Why is he wrestling there? But then I looked it up and no, he's not fired. It's just cross promotion, which is fine. Yeah. But you know, maybe they should trade Shinsuke for someone else though.
Firmly worded speech. God damn it! Okay, where did you lose me?
Probably in the beginning.
I was just saying that apparently Noah was advertising Muda's matches with Sting and Shinsuke at the same time.
We got that.
Okay, I didn't have anything else beyond that.
Okay.
We are in a strange time in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like this is a cavalcade of shit that you would not expect, and like go back in time and tell someone in 2012 what's going on now, right?
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't understand half of it, to be honest.
Well, AEW is the big Grinch, but it's like, oh yeah, Roman Reigns is fucking top of the card. Other guys at the top of the card include AJ Styles in WWE,
Prince Devitt,
Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's see. You know that Walter guy over in Europe who kills people? He's the Intercontinental Champion. Cody Rhodes founded another wrestling company and then left it for WWE.
and then tore his titty. So he's taking a break.
CM Punk again got into a fight with management at another wrestling company, but this time everyone's against him and the fans swear he's the one in the wrong.
CM Punk got into an argument with management at ROH.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Chris Jericho's Ring of Honor champion. Fuck you.
He also comes at the Fozzy now.
The Muppet?
Yeah.
Set him up with all the good stuff, then you end it on that banger.
Fucking.
This is the dark timeline.
But yeah, you know, like when I say like, oh, imagine if Strips could somehow like politic his way into actually getting a deal with New Japan out of Anderson being an ass and stuff like that. But like, who could they even get from New Japan? There's only like 2 people I know. One of them is Tiger Mask, which is a gimmick that I'm pretty sure is retired. The other one is Captain New Japan. So
the current Tiger Mask is Tiger Mask 4, who is in his 50s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we're just talking star power, then you shouldn't be talking Japan, right? Because for the marks, I mean, for people who are in the know about wrestling, sure, yeah, I'd be like, oh, it's fucking Kazuchika Okada. But Joe Blow down the road is going to be like, who the fuck is this guy? Which, well, I say that, but why is Shinsuke so damn over with the WWE crowd?
That's a good question right there.
Because he does the funny dance and goes, yow!
Yeah.
That is true. Shinsuke is a character with a lot of kid appeal. That is true. I mean, like, if we want to talk about, like, transferable characters, I've said before I'm an Okada mark, so I'll say he's transferable, but...
Yeah, I mean, Okada is a very good baby face that they could
no.
get. Isn't his whole gimmick that he's a Rainmaker because he, like, fucking gives all of his money that he wins from pay-per-views to charity and shit?
No, he's actually a heel.
But he still gives the money to charity?
Yes.
I mean, look, like, you know, that's one of those things where, like good for the guy. Like, I appreciate that the guy does it, but like, why is this one of the first things that I learned about his gimmick then? Like before I learned that he's heel.
Sami Zayn is near always a heel, and he runs a big charity in Syria. So, like, the idea of heels having to continue to be heels off camera is pretty well dead for everyone except MJF.
But yeah, no, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I thought I had dropped again. Okay, go on.
Like, I get that. I'm not saying that that's bad. It's just weird to me that I learned about, like, I had him doing charity stuff, being presented as a part of his gimmick, and I learned about that before I learned that he was heel. You know.
Well, to my understanding, Okada's gimmick is pretty well Floyd Mayweather.
I don't fucking know.
Asshole.
Yeah?
Rich asshole prize fighter that just talks about how much money he has and how much money he makes, and comes out in way too elaborate gear, so he looks like a douchebag. But I've only ever seen matches. I don't watch actual New Japan shows really, so I don't see what else goes on around that. Then again, Japan's not big on promos, are they?
It depends. They can have promos, but I don't think they have as much importance as they do in the West. Like, I wish I could actually like talk more about fucking New Japan shit, because it is an intriguing thing to me just because I don't see it a lot. But like, I'm not paying like for New Japan World, so I can actually see matches and stuff like that. And like, they do upload some matches to their YouTube channel, but it's
Pay
just
for
like
New Japan.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, having to pay for New Japan is a pain in the ass, especially because you can get Classic All Japan for free on YouTube.
Yeah, and like they do put some matches up and like some shows that they got together. They got together shows to form a different show for some reason. It's weird, but yeah, like you know, you can watch some of those for free, but it's also like they choose the weirdest matches because the last one that I saw, the one that I tried to give them a chance with was just this like it was this like guy from the UK wrestling a young lion who doesn't get a name or a ring gear or anything, and it's just
be naked. It's fine.
Yeah, so it's like okay, so the guy, the one of the guys has a gimmick and he's working the gimmick somewhat, but he's very generic, and the other guy doesn't get a gimmick because he hasn't paid his dues yet. So good showing, y'all. I watched 4 matches. 3 of them were this. The fourth one was a fatal 4-way. That was the one guy with the gimmick and three guys without one.
They have fatal 4-ways in New Japan now?
If memory serves, then yes. I mean, although it may have been a one-on-one that turned into like a fucking running fest, I forget.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it was a thing of like they brought in the guy, the one UK guy who had a gimmick, and apparently he's supposed to be like the big heel of the company, and they had him cut a promo about, oh, I love this match where I beat up this guy who has no name and no ring gear. It really showed off how cool I was, and then they rolled the footage. And then they do that.
Oh, that fuck.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fucking Jay White goon.
Maybe. It might have been him.
Yeah. That Ted was pointing out a few months ago. The Bullet Club's leadership went from Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Jay White.
Yeah, like.
And like, no one here is a Kenny Omega fan, but you have to admit that's a massive decline in star power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I watched those matches and I went, okay, the wrestling would be better if it wasn't this one UK guy. Like I want to see other wrestlers too. Like I want to see a guy cut a promo. That is not this guy. I don't care if it's in Japanese. I just want people talking that is not this guy.
Yeah, that's. I remember following the New Japan YouTube for just a hot minute, and like they would occasionally drop like, "Oh, here's a good old match. It's Keiji Muto versus Masahiro Chono in '98," and it's like, "Hell yeah!" And then the next free match they drop is it's Darren Young versus Marty Scurll.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the stuff like yeah, like, we're talking about the same problem. Like my problem is also that like it seems like the matches they make free or very obviously trying to target the Western audience. But if someone from a Western audience wants to look into New Japan, they generally don't want to see people that they can see in other companies that are in the West already.
Well, they're not really highlighting hot acts that go from the West to Japan either.
Yeah. Then again, that's not a new
New Japan.
That's not a new thing though. Like Dr. Death.
Dr. Death was in All Japan.
Ah, okay.
When you think of Westerners going over to Japan in the 90s, it's almost always All Japan. That's where Dr. Death, Vader, Stan Hansen, John Laurinaitis.
So yeah, like
nothing kills conversations like John Laurinaitis.
Yeah. I mean, what can you really say about John Laurinaitis?
He was a man.
He got a job.
Yeah.
He got a job because Mrs. Baba liked blonde white boys.
Yeah. Can we just retroactively go back and just say the DDP invented the cutter?
I think everyone's more or less agreed to that. What doesn't help is I'm pretty sure John Laurinaitis also innovated the leg drop bulldog, didn't he?
Oh no, not the famouser.
You know what? You're right. We can pretend Billy Gunn. We can pretend Billy Gunn innovated that one.
Exactly.
He fucking innovated the cutter on accident anyways. He fell over while trying to do a snapmare.
I mean, yeah, but that's a lot of moves.
Is there any
like the DDT?
that's so perfectly in tune with the life of John Laurinaitis.
Yeah.
But imagine if news came out tomorrow that he also invented the famous storm accident. He slipped.
What on earth move was he planning to do that led to that?
He was trying to do a
He
big
was going
boot.
for a leapfrog.
He was going to do a big boot, but he slipped.
My God, if you did the leg drop bulldog as a botch, you'd kill the guy.
But yeah.
So many awkward pauses that are just because, like, I don't know whether or not my internet's working, so I just have to be like, wait, hang on, where are we?
We're live, pal.
And soon, by the way, just messaged me on Steam that they're gonna start putting in data caps for Starlink.
For what?
For the damn Elon Musk satellite.
Ah.
Oh.
You know the thing we got to avoid data caps?
Yeah. That was nice.
Man, fuck that guy. Oh, God. What the hell were we talking about wrestling-wise? Oh, yeah, we were just talking about Bullet Club versus Judgment Day. Hey, yeah, it was a fun match. Rhea imitating Beth Phoenix's hairstyle is funny. Rhea continues to be the star of that act.
Yep.
Though, it's such a thing. It's Dominic, of all people. But I feel like the Judgment Day act has massively improved since Dominic joined. And that is not a sentence I would have ever expected to come out of my mouth.
I mean, it's good for everyone because Dominic gets to improve and have a gimmick. Rhea Ripley actually gets something to do, and fucking Balor and the other guy get to not look like the biggest dweebs in the team.
This is true.
Hey, Damian Priest is awesome. He's never the dweeb. But yeah, I mean, the Judgment Day, it killed them having the transfer from Edge to Balor because without Edge, it lost the identity. But by having Dominic turn heel and join them, it feels like they've got not so much personality now because Balor's still the leader and Balor is still vanilla in a group of goths.
Yeah.
But
wait, does he refuse to actually go along with the fucking gimmick when his whole gimmick is painting himself?
Yeah, Balor is not playing the gimmick. Balor wears...
Why the fuck?
Balor dresses like he does, but now it's black. There you go. Fuck it. And like Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are going to extreme lengths with crazy makeup and hairdos, and like they're even like twinning and shit. And Finn's just coming out dressed the same way he's always fucking dressed.
You know
Not
that
true. He wears tights now instead of just underwear. Change.
Did Balor and Shinsuke get together in 2016 and agree, hey, we can just jerk off for the next, like, however long we're employed at WWE
This is their
here.
retirement tour.
Like, we had a good run in New Japan, and that has given us enough, like, faith that we can just ride this out.
Exactly.
maybe, but yeah, like I really want to like Balor because him being a next generation flippy Kane sounded cool, and then both the WWE didn't do anything with it, and then he also didn't do anything with it. And it's like every time I hear about him, I want to be like,
He got the WWE Championship and got injured on the same night. WWE gave him plenty. He just hasn't done anything with it or got hurt at the wrong times.
Yeah, they tried. They definitely tried in the first push, and then after he got injured with the Universal title, fucking nothing. Both from him and from the company.
Universal title, the big one. Not the Universal title, the main title. Title.
Wasn't he the first Universal champion?
No, it was Universal. That was the inaugural Universal champion.
He was the first Universal champion and then lost it the same night.
Shit, I'm looking it up. I could have swore.
Ambrose was WWE champion at the time over on SmackDown.
Oh boy, what a fucking time to watch.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Universal Champion. Though Balor does amusingly hold the record of quickest wrestler in WWE history to win a world title after a main roster debut. I would not have guessed that was Balor. I would have guessed that was Lesnar.
Quickest Lesnar for a while. I guess Balor. Oh yeah, I guess he did beat that. I didn't realize.
Well, I mean, think about it. Quickest wrestler to both win the world title after debut and lose it.
Yeah.
A second. But yeah, like him continuing to not do shit disappoints me because I want to like the guy because his finisher after the fucking coup de grace was at least a DDT, and I can appreciate that, you know.
Yeah.
Like fucking 1914 or whatever it was, I forget the invert or the lifting DDT that he used to do. You know, it's something. It looks like shit. Don't get me wrong. It's a pretty bad move, but it's not the coup de grace, which also looks bad.
I love the coup de grace.
I think it looks garbage.
It's inconsistent how that is because the coup de grace sometimes there's two ways to take the double stomp. One is to just have the guy slide right off you like they didn't hit at all, or the other way is to just fully take it. I don't know how.
He doesn't know how.
No.
But Styles did take the coup de grace the brutal way, and I really don't get how they do that safely.
Nor do I. I guess they're relying on the fact that Balor is only 175 pounds, and hopefully he isn't too heavy. But then again, it's like that's still 175 pounds that's landing on you. I don't want 5 pounds landing on me, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
and it's not evenly distributed either. Because if it was a splash or a moonsault and the guy legit landed on you, that's not so bad because it's distributed all across a wide area. But double stomp is just like 2 pointed feet directly to the gut, if not the chest, if Balor misses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they did botch that one day, like he could actually give one of the other wrestlers a fucking cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's another reason that I'm like, the coup de grace sucks. The inverted or the lifting fucking DDT he does is better, but it's also bad. Like it's neither of them look good, but at least it's safer.
There's no way in hell they'd ever let him do that.
What?
Well, they let people do brainbusters, so why is that one locked? Why is that one just a hard no?
Which one?
That never. The underhook lifting underhook DDT.
Wait, hasn't he done it in WWE?
He's done it. He did it
in NXT, didn't he?
Where he famously concussed Johnny Gargano.
So that's why he don't let him.
Probably haven't let him do it since.
The old Seth Rollins buckle bomb effect.
Yeah.
I don't think we know enough. The thing that ended his Universal title reign.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, like yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're gonna say something more relevant.
But yeah, like I wish that he gave enough of a shit to actually have a character, some sort of a character. But because like
he did. He was for everybody.
I mean, that's a statement, not a character.
You can't prove that. There are several Twitter accounts that would disagree with you, rather.
Although it would be funny if he just started fucking like they could spin that into
polygamist Finn Balor.
What?
I just said pro polygamist Finn Balor.
Yeah, he just comes out, looks into the hard cam and goes, "I'm everyone's twink," and just starts dancing. But yeah, like they could spin that into a character, but like this is the thing that I keep saying to W. Like I don't know if it's the company, Balor, or both. Probably a bit of column A, a bit of column B. But like nobody is doing shit with him, character-wise, and that disappoints me because I think the guy has potential that he's not using. He's actively choosing to ignore it.
I would say if there's any fault on the company, it's just telling him not to bust his ass more.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I wish that like before trips, like I don't know if he still does the face baiting gimmick that he used to, the whole demon shtick. I think he stopped doing that. But you know, like if he stopped doing that, then I could have blamed that on Vince because that's one of those things where like I expect Vince to go, no, those cost too much. You need to stop this. But like now that Trips is in power, there is no reason for him not to actually go all out and do stuff. And like his gimmick has always been that he does body painting, so you know, do something with it. You're in a fucking goth band or whatever, goth team.
He does body painting, but it has no effect.
But yeah, because he doesn't give a fuck.
It's like if evil Ryu was just a costume for Ryu.
Yeah.
Like, he has the same wind poses, he says the same things, it's just he looks darker now. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, Crown Jewel wound up being pretty good. To my understanding, the past Crown Jewel shows sucked, didn't they?
Yeah.
Why was this one good?
That's a good question. I actually did not see their first Crown Jewel show, so I can't speak on that one, but I did see the infamous one with the Brothers of Destruction and DX, where they went out and almost died, so that was a jolly good time.
Which Crown Jewel was it where the Saudi royal family, or whatever it was, asked for Yokozuna, despite the fact that Yokozuna's been dead for 20 years? So
that was the first one, because that's where they had their quote-unquote greatest Royal Rumble, and so they hired a big fat sumo guy to play the role of Yokozuna.
I guess he's dead.
Which one was it?
Oh,
okay, yeah, I was dead.
Okay.
Which one was it where Titus? Which one was it where Titus made the clip of the century?
That was also the inaugural Crown Jewel within the Greatest Royal Rumble. Just we're gobsmacking Alex right now. Every time I tell him it's the inaugural Crown Jewel, he's like, "What? How is that any good? How did it have any redeeming qualities? I don't believe you."
Yeah.
It's like I have a hard time comprehending it myself, but it happens.
In the meantime, I guess while WWE's internet comes back, I had a very bad idea that they could do to have the Judgment Day work a bit better, maybe. So you know how most of the people in Judgment Day don't really have characters. It's just Dominic is there now, pretty much the character.
Yeah, sure.
So what if they? I know that they can do that because of the main storyline. But imagine if they just gave they made Paul Heyman manage them, with Paul's excuse being, "I worked with Raven. I know how to work with the God Kids." He's just trying to be hip with the kids. But like the trend has been outdated for the past 20 years.
I like it. It's like Michael Hayes managing the Hardys, which actually happened for a moment there.
Yeah, I remember. There he goes. But yeah, like I think they could do something with that because Paul Heyman is good at setting people up. That's why he still has a job.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But
Hello.
Hello.
But yeah, like he's good at setting people up. He's not good at paying people.
That is very true.
We talking about Paul Heyman?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He's gonna be the new leader of the Judgment Day. What are you feeling about that?
Honestly, Paul could probably make anything work.
Yeah. That's my thing. Like, but I suggested the idea to Ping because I was like, well, they need characters in that team, and they need someone who can speak consistently. And Paul Heyman has proven in the past like 20 to 30 years that he can speak consistently and build people up. So like, what if they just shoved Paul Heyman into the Judgment Day with the premise of I worked with Raven, I know how to deal with the God Kids. Oh, he's dead.
No, he's just perplexed.
He's both. All right, I guess.
Yeah.
Now we wait.
Just casually.
Yeah.
Casually waiting. Not sure what to add to that, to be honest.
Haha, what a story, Pink. So anyway, how's your sex life?
You know, it's been interesting.
I don't know how to follow because there's there's no room quote. I am fed up with this world. I guess.
I am.
All right, he's back.
Not for fucking long, evidently.
So yeah, let's just continue quick.
Quickly.
You continue without me. Fuck, I'll just be here in the background.
All right. I
Fair
guess.
enough. Where were we going though?
I don't know. Crown Jewel.
Like, we were talking about Crown Jewel, but
yeah.
now I feel like we could probably wrap that up in some way.
Apparently it was good, and that's where y'all were.
Yeah, it was good. We were all surprised, especially at the performance of Logan Paul, who left it all out in the ring and should probably be a world champion right now, or in the immediate future, like, I don't know, a couple days from now, I guess.
Yeah.
That'd be fine with me. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Now what?
Well, I guess you can call it a
I don't
podcast.
know.
Oh, but wait.
We could call that a
Please
podcast.
do. For my sake.
I would love to call it a podcast right here because I'm starving.
Yes, I am hungry too and I smell food.
You gonna share?
No.